Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ricky V, and today we're going to talk about cutting cycles using the Vintage Muscle product line. Cutting is one of the hardest things you can do, and there are many different parts of your cutting cycle that you must get just right in order to have a successful outcome. You want to make sure that your diet is on point. You need to be at a caloric deficit. There won't be much cutting going on or much fat burning if you're not at a caloric deficit. You need to be training to burn calories and to stimulate the muscle for growth, which brings us to the third part, the chemistry. You want to use the proper anabolic compounds to make sure that your muscle is protected from catabolism. That's the process where your body breaks down protein in the muscle for uses elsewhere because you're in a caloric deficit. One of the major problems with cutting and losing body fat is that you do lose some muscle mass in the process. Vintage Muscle has several products you can use in order to maintain an anabolic state, in order to not lose your muscle mass as you're cutting down on the calories and really pushing it hard in the gym. Now, weight training is still very important during your cutting cycle. It's that weight training that is going to stimulate the muscle, and along with the anabolic compounds, you are sure to keep most, if not all, of your muscle mass. Heck, if you do it right, you might even be able to gain some muscle mass as you're dropping down on the body fat. And now look, there are many different cutting cycle diets you can use. There are just many different styles of diets out there. Everything from keto to Atkins, paleo, CKD. There was even a peanut butter diet a while back that was pretty popular. But at the end of the day, in order to burn the body fat, you need to be at a caloric deficit. You need to be burning more calories every day than you're actually taking in. That, along with the weight training, with the anabolic products in the Vintage Muscle line, you're sure to get some incredible results. And yes, guys, Vintage Muscle offers you some incredible cutting cycle products. Let's take a look at your options. This is what I call Cutting Cycles Phase 1. This is for all of you guys out there that are just beginning, just starting off, only been at it for a couple of years. These are some nice cutting cycles you can run to get shredded pretty fast. Head over to vintage-muscle.com and click on the Buy Now button. Now scroll down and you're going to see in the middle of the page the one Andro Stack. The one Andro Stack is a real basic cutting cycle. Just like in my last video, I gave you some examples of bulking cycles. In this one, the one Andro Stack is your cutting cycle. That's the one you're going to want to run for cutting. Now, there's been a little bit of debate on the community whether you should take the capsules with the liquid at the same time or whether you should take them one after the other. I personally think either way is fine. I like to stretch out my progress a little bit longer by just doing the liquid first, the first 4 weeks, and then doing the methyl test for the next 4 weeks. That way I get an 8-week cycle out of my investment. That's not too bad at all. But yes, if you wanted to, you could run your one Andro along with the methyl test. That's something maybe I should have specified in my last video about bulking cycles. I'll make sure to put up the link on the screen so you can click on that one if you want to go check out the bulking. But that's your simple stack, just the one Andro liquid along with the methyl test capsules. You can take them together for 4 weeks or take the liquid first and then the capsules, turning it into an 8-week cycle. Now, if you wanted to add more strength, if you wanted to just stack it up and make it a little stronger, you can pick up 2 Andro stacks. The way I would run the 2 Andro stacks is I would run the first bottle of liquid in the first 4 weeks all by itself. Then the second bottle of the one Andro liquid for the following 4 weeks along with your first bottle of methyl test. Once the second bottle of the liquids is finished, along with your first bottle of methyl test, I would run my last bottle of methyl test for the last 4 weeks, making it a total of a 12-week run. Now, guys, I wouldn't really call this a 12-week cycle because the only products that really, in my mind, put you on cycle are the liquids. If anything, in this case, you could call the methyl test sort of your PCT. That is just a notch up. That is just a step up to have a stronger cutting cycle just using the same one Andro stack. Now let's get a little bit more creative. You can pick up one Andro stack along with one anabolic shred stack. The way to run this one is take the one Andro liquid for the first 4 weeks as directed, along with your bottle of Androgenic for the first 4 weeks as directed with the Clen XT50. That's a strong 4-week cycle. You want to make sure to cut down the calories and hit the weights really hard for these 4 weeks. That's a hard stack. And then your bottle of methyl test, you do that for the last 4 weeks. That's a nice 8-week run, front loading the first 4 weeks with the heaviest amounts of your anabolic compounds. And then your last 4 weeks, making it 8, you're on the methyl test. And like I said, guys, in many cases, you can use your methyl test almost as your post-cycle therapy. It's an herbal, vitamin, mineral product with natural extracts. It's meant to help boost your own natural production. The Clen XT50 product is a nice, strong stimulant, appetite suppressant, and it should help you burn a good bit of body fat. But using these stimulant products, really, 4 weeks, 30 days is about as much as you really want to be on a heavy thermogenic stimulant like this. If you need more than a month, maybe you have a lot more weight to lose, and there might be some core lifestyle issues that you need to deal with before you even think about jumping on the sauce. And look, guys, there are many variations to this type of cycle. For the purposes of this video, I'm only doing the phase 1 cycles. The cycles for guys that are just getting started and are looking to ease their way into the use of these compounds. Here's the next stack, one I really enjoy. For this one, you have to grab the 1 Andro Stack along with the Alpha Test Stack. And I suggest you grab a bottle of Testis for this one. The way to run this cutter is run the Epi Test and the 1 Andro liquid bottles for the first 4 weeks, along with one of the bottles of Methyl Test. For your next 4 weeks, run your bottle of Methyl Test along with Testis. That's going to give you a nice cutting stack. You have a good span of about 4 weeks at the beginning of the cycle where you can really cut down on the calories, really push yourself in the gym, really give it your all, and the fat will melt off while you maintain your muscle mass. And guys, look, I'm not really a proponent for anyone that's got 30, 40 pounds to lose to use anabolic products. I think you need to get down at least into the low 20s, high teens in body fat before you can really take advantage of some of these anabolic products. So a 4-week window to cut down body fat, if you're dieting properly, if you're really restricting those calories, that's plenty of time. But we could take it a bit longer. Why not? Here's an example of a more advanced cutting cycle you can run. Pick up 1 Andro Stack, 1 anabolic shred stack, and 1 Alpha Test Stack. Now for this one, we're going to get creative. Here's what you need to do. Run the 1 Andro and the Epi Test for the first 4 weeks with 1 bottle of Methyl Test and your Clan XT50 product. This is your first 4 weeks to really cut down on the fat, get shredded and drop body fat. For your next 4 weeks, you want to take the Androgenic with the bottle of Methyl Test. Here you're recovering and you're still in a pretty good anabolic state, even if you've dropped the calories some. I always suggest guys take Testis right after their cycle. Some of you older guys like me in your 40s, you might want to take that Testis along with your cycle the whole way just to keep you protected. But definitely, after running 2-3 bottles of the Vintage Muscle liquid products, you want to run that Testes. And look, guys, and ideally, you would also be using Organa. I made a whole video about that one. I'll make sure to annotate it here. You'd be using AMP, and you'd be using the GH Soma stack at night, every night. The GH Soma stack you can actually take for 2-3 months in a row, 4 or 5. It's not going to suppress any of your natural production, and it's going to help promote the release of growth hormone at night when you're sleeping. It's a great product to stack with any cycle you're doing with Vintage Muscle. And the pre-workout. During cutting, the pre-workout is a key component because it gives you that energy, that drive, that push that you need to get your workout done. Even when you're in a deep caloric deficit, the pre-workout is there for you to give you that energy, that focus to get it done. And that's it, guys. This was just a short video with some examples of how you can stack the Vintage Muscle products to get maximum cutting results, to get really shredded. Please check us out in the community. Tell us about your diet, your training, your program, what you're doing. Go to vintage-muscle.com and on the right, click on the community link. That'll bring you right to the Facebook community. There, you can post up and tell us what cycle you're doing and what your goals are. We will all be there to help you. I'll be there to answer your questions myself. All right, well, that's it for me today, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.